It started on a quiet night. Lila was alone in her apartment, surrounded by the comforting hum of everyday noises. Her phone buzzed, the screen lighting up with two simple words, "Unknown caller." She picked it up, curious. "Hello?" she asked. There was no response, only faint breathing on the other end of the line. "Who is this?" she asked again. The breathing stopped. Then the call ended. She stared at the phone for a moment before shaking her head, dismissing it as a prank. Later that night, as she lay in bed, scrolling on her phone, it happened again. Her phone buzzed. The same words, "Unknown caller." She hesitated, unease creeping into her mind, but she answered. "Listen," she said, her voice shaking slightly. This isn't funny. Who are you?" For a moment, there was silence. Then, barely above a whisper, it said her name. Lila. Her breath caught, her heart racing. She sat upright in bed, staring at the screen. The call had ended, leaving her alone in the stillness of the room. The calls didn't stop. By the next night, Lila couldn't shake the feeling she was being watched. She locked her windows, checked the door twice, and pulled the curtains shut. But then her phone vibrated on the counter again. She didn't want to answer it, but her trembling hand reached for it. Once more, the screen displayed the words, "Unknown caller." "Whoever this is," she said, her voice breaking, "I'm calling the police." The voice that answered was deeper this time, guttural, almost growling. It said, "I'm closer than you think." She dropped the phone as though it were burning her. The words echoed in her ears long after the line went dead. Desperate for answers, Lila turned to the internet. She searched for the number, hoping for some kind of explanation. What she found sent a chill down her spine. The number had been disconnected 5 years ago. Her breathing quickened. She clutched her chest, staring at the screen, trying to make sense of what she was seeing. And then she heard Ida's phone ringing. But it wasn't her cell phone. The sound echoed through the hallway as Lila stepped cautiously toward it. Her bare feet made no noise on the floor, and the shadows seemed to stretch unnaturally around her. She reached out, her hand trembling, and whispered into the darkness, "Stop calling me." After a brief silence, a voice whispered back, low and deliberate, "Turn around." Her breath caught. Her body froze. Slowly, she turned, her eyes scanning the darkened room behind her.